You know what smells even better? Miner's tears.
Oh yes, they taste delicious too.
They taste delicious. So
Oh yes.
I'm gonna open this Quilter's Irish Death
Oh
in
yeah.
memoriam of Etherium miners here. Uh,
Hmm.
you dropped this one in as a
It
feel
did.
good story, and man,
I
is this
did.
the feel good story of the year?
I absolutely agree. Yes.
So apparently over the last 2 years, unless you were one of the top dogs and got in very early, newsflash, most Ethereum miners lost money over the last 24 months.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Aww.
Oh, so
Aww.
sad.
Oh
I feel
no.
bad.
Anyway,
Yeah, exactly. Goodbye.
should we do the Kirk shocked?
That. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Yeah. Aww.
Yeah. So apparently, and hopefully this is a lesson for the next release, the 4000 series. That cryptocurrency. If you spend a bunch of money trying to get these video cards, you might not be getting your money back. And I really liked how Thomas
I don't feel
Hubbard
bad
broke
at
this thing
all.
down. Yeah, no, I don't either. I like how they really broke it down, where it's like if you did it, you had to do it at the very beginning.
Yeah.
And they did it 3 different ways. They said, okay, if you bought right at the launch of the 3000 series and started mining Ethereum, how much you would get right now. And they're taking it under the guise that you held on to the cryptocurrency you actually mined.
Right.
You didn't sell it. You just held on to it because you thought, well, cryptocurrency is going to keep going up and up. If you held on to it and didn't sell it, right now, there would be like, I think if you bought a RTX 3090, you would have profited $254. That's it.
Right.
That's ideal situation.
Ideal situation for an RTX 3090. If you were mining Ethereum literally since the release of the 3090, your net profit was $254 per card.
Yeah.
Now, if we scroll over on this list, if you were unfortunate enough to get an AMD graphics card, you could be looking at losses of $500 for a 200 and for a gosh, what was the launch price of the 6600 XT?
I don't remember.
$650. You spent $650 on a 6600 XT. You could be looking at a loss of $504.
Yeah.
So literally, it costs you $1,100 to mine on a 6600 XT.
Yeah, and this is at the release of these cards.
The surprising one is even the 6900 XT with a $432 net loss.
Mm-hmm.
Now these GPU prices, I will say, they don't reflect the retail cost of these cards, because the 6900 XT was a $1,000 card. And when I bought the 6900 XT, I paid $1,000. It was possible to buy them at retail cost. And like cards like the 3090, this should have been a $1,500 card and not a $2,500 card. And so these approximate GPU costs are inflated above the MSRP quite significantly, almost to the top of where the market was for these GPUs. So keep that in mind with these numbers. But with the lower end cards, you're still looking at a pretty hefty loss. Like for 6600 XT, I believe that's a $400 card. That's only a $250 difference. You're still looking at $250 in loss.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it gets even worse for people who like waited a couple months and they started seeing like, oh, there's a trend. Let's hurry up and get on it.
Right.
The losses are even worse. There's no profitability whatsoever in any card that you bought.
Yep.
So it's only the people that started at the beginning and that were smart. Now it looks better for people who started at the beginning and like were selling, and if they sold at peak, they would actually make money.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much not anybody. There's like hardly anybody that probably did that. Maybe the luckiest people in the world. But
the chart that'll make everyone smile is the one that if you started mining on June 1st, 2021, There's a second
Yep.
chart. This one
That's the
made
best
me
one.
this one made me smile because this one is actually probably pretty accurate. Because these inflated costs are, well, right about in line with what GPUs were selling for
Yes.
June 1st, 2021, just a little over a year ago. If you bought an RTX 3090, you are, for $2,500, you are in the hole with that an additional $1,700. It costs you $4,200 for that 3090.
Yes. You got nothing out of that.
Right. Oh, and by the way,
Less
you could
than
probably
nothing.
buy
Less
that
than
card
nothing.
for like $1,200 today.
Yep, exactly. So yeah, this when I saw this article, I'm like, oh
Yeah.
yes, so delicious,
Yes.
so delicious.
People are pointing out shocked Pikachu. Yeah. I mean, there's so many memes that apply to this,
Oh, yeah.
to this article.
We were talking about before. It was like we couldn't just think of one. There's just so many of them.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, good times. Good times.
Yeah, and of course this is just an estimate, and they're just using calculations that they thought. But given how bad crypto crashed, this is not unbelievable. This seems realistic to me, and it just made me chuckle and laugh. I'm just like, oh god. And the nice thing is because they inflated the cost of the GPUs.
Mm-hmm.
There's a good chance that I might get at MSRP a 4000 series at 50% increase in power.
Right. Yay!
Yay for me! I came out ahead. The sandwich heavy portfolio wins.
Yeah. Gosh, what was the Zoidberg quote?
I think it's at the sandwich heavy portfolio or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like a sandwich.
At last, I'm a prudent investor.
or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm ruined. On the upside for miners, and I mean miners as in those who mine, there is an upside that if you got in at the right time and you sold at the right time and played the market exactly right, there's actually pretty good dividends to be made in mining. But if you were the average Joe who jumped into this because, well, everyone's mining, I guess I should probably start that, you probably lost money.
Yeah.
But the reason that mining was so popular and so heavy, especially in scale, was because of dividends like this, where for every RTX 3090 since September of 2020, you have the potential to make $10,461. Like your least profitable cards are in the $1,700 realm, or $223 for a 6600 XT.
Yeah, that's counting for ideal situations. You bought the card at MSRP right at the beginning, and then you mined from that point on, and then you sold at peak.
Right.
That's the ideal conditions.
Right.
And that's
if you held your cryptocurrency until June of this year, you lost money. If you held until March 1st, you still lost money. If you sold back in, what was it, November, when Ethereum peaked at, what was it, 2,800 or something like that?
Yeah.
You made money. But the problem is the bottom fell out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Because, well, all the people who had invested early had already made their money, and they wanted to leave someone holding the bag.
Yep. And all the late adopters were holding the bag.
Yep. Ryan says Dr. Evil has entered the chat. $100 billion. It's 1967. That kind of money doesn't even exist yet.
It's always good to know that the last 2 years of just struggling and trying to get a video card, those people who caused that have gotten their comeuppance.
Yes.
Pretty much have gotten their comeuppance.
Right. And now they have to sell their cards for less than retail.
Yes. And then we can scoop them up if we want to.
Yay!
Or not. It's up to us.
I get to do more cloud gaming stuff. Oh, trust me, I've been waiting for the Titan Vs, the Voltas. that have pretty much been unobtainium their entire lifespan to all of a sudden be done with mining. I almost got one last year for like $400.
Ooh, that would have been good.
Yeah. I was like, I heard it was for sale, and I went, I'll take it. I don't care what condition it's in. I don't care if it comes with a cooler. I don't care. I will take it. And it's like, ooh, yeah, they already sold. It's like, there have been so many opportunities like that over the last couple of years where it's like, yeah, this guy is selling that. I'll take it. And by the time I can even respond, it's like, yeah, they already sold it. It's like, okay.